Divinity Original Sin, the Enhanced Edition. Obviously, it's the Enhanced Edition of Divinity Original Sin that came out last year. It was very well received, won a couple of awards. Well, I don't know, many.
GameSpot Game of the Year, PC Game of the Year.
Game of the Year, for instance. And it's the Enhanced Edition of the fantasy RPG that's turn-based, has a lot of systemics and gameplay mechanics that we want the player to fool around with. There's a lot of freedom, and we make sure that we design the game as such. We never want to block the player or limit them. And so this presentation is about the Enhanced Edition. What did we improve? And we just still want to show some of the systemics that are in the game, because this is sometimes not very well documented. We have a lot of hidden features in our game sometimes, apparently. The Enhanced Edition will come out on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, SteamOS, PC and Mac in fall 2015. We're going for October, so it might be November. You know, when a developer says October,
It'll be October.
It'll be October for the first time in our life. So obviously, going to console for the first challenge that you face is that you need to have this thing working with a controller, which is a bit of a challenge for such a typical PC game. But I will be interacting with those surfaces, one of the main features of the game, elemental interaction, surface interaction, just using the controller. I'm a PC gamer, so if I can do this, anyone can do this. I'm going to cast Flare on the poison surface right there, and it'll catch fire because these poison things burn very easily. I'm going to use one of our new skills called Boulder Bash, which normally creates an oil surface, but because oil burns very well, it immediately starts burning and even expanded the surface over to the other side where there was also some ooze surfaces. I'm going to douse the fire with a rain spell, which also creates water puddles. I can electrify the water puddles so that people that step into them are stunned. This also creates static clouds, and I can freeze the water with one of my ice spells, the Ice Shard. So it's frozen. Obviously, if you walk over this surface, you sometimes fall down. And then in combat, this is really interesting because the other guy cannot move for a couple of turns. Let's see how this works in combat. As you can see, I'm freely moving the camera around. In the original version, this was not possible. The camera was locked to 40-45 degrees angle. You can now do it in 360 until people become nauseous. This meant that we had to redo a lot of art assets that could only be viewed from a certain angle. We also had to go over every level and make sure that if you look around the corner with the new camera, you can see something's there. So I just went into combat here. Combat is turn-based. At the top of the screen you see the turn order. So it's first Scarlet's turn, then two of these earth elementals, then my companions, and then 3 flowers. I think in the original encounter of this game we only were fighting flowers, but that was a bit static, so we added moving earth elementals to it. So we went over every encounter and made sure that everything worked the way that it should, and sometimes we changed the AI a bit or added some enemies to it. We were making a tactician mode anyway. In tactician mode, the enemies are a lot smarter, they are more reactive, so we did this to the normal version as well. I'm going to inspect one of these earth elementals using Lore Master. Lore Master is one of the abilities that gives you insight on an enemy, and I can see that this earth elemental has a very low resistance to air, because in our game that's the opposite of earth. So I'm going to use a simple spell called Blitzbolt on that guy, and it's going to do a lot more damage than it usually does because he's not resistant to it. And I'm going to save the other action point that I have, because everything that you do in this game costs a certain amount of action points. But if you end your turn and you still have some leftovers, you save that for your next turn. I'm actually preparing to use a master skill, so I need these action points because the master skills cost a lot of action points. In the meanwhile, these elementals are buffing themselves for the fight, and that guy is raged, and this guy is blessing everyone. Raged gives less defense but more damage, and blessing gives you a higher chance to hit. Now these guys are using buffing and debuffing a lot more often because we lowered the action point cost of these skills because we saw that most of the players were not really using them. So if you've got to choose between a damaging skill and a buff or debuff, you go for the damaging skills. Now, because we lowered the action point cost, we created a new dynamic in combat. So not only is the player going to use it a lot more often, the AI is using the same system, so they're also using it. It's my companion Bear Daughter's turn, and I turned her into a ranger, and she's going to use a master skill called Rain of Arrows. And you'll see that these master skills are really devastating. We had to, of course, make new visual effects for them. These things have a huge area of effect. And I used up all my action points with that thing. Bear Daughter is one of the new companions that we made, and we changed their storylines. We rewrote them and made sure that when you go through the entire story arc, you feel really rewarded and you got to know her and you got to be in on all the choices that she made in her life. Next up is Walgraf. He's also one of the 4 companions that you can recruit to your party, and as you can see, he's actually dual wielding daggers. This is another change that we made. We now support dual wielding. So as you can hear, we didn't really stop at just adding a controller to the thing. We kept on improving everything because we want the game to be better and better. I'm going to use fast track on him so that he can get behind one of the earth elementals to backstab him. Now in the original game you had to go to the back of an enemy to be able to backstab him. We now added that triangle that indicates where you have to be to backstab. So you can only backstab if you have the talent and if you're carrying 1 or 2 daggers. So a backstab is an automatical critical hit, and because of fast track I could do this twice. This evil smelling flower is launching a poison attack, but they're targeting Walgraf, which is not really a very smart move because he's immune to poison, but the flower doesn't really know that. I think, right, Fahrang? So, it's Scarlet's turn. She's my mage. She has enough action points for the master skill. So we actually revised the entire skill system. We deleted skills that felt like they were copies of the other. I mean, we used to have small fireball, medium fireball, big fireball. We just threw all the fireballs away, kept one, and introduced stuff like this. Things that feel very rewarding. You feel that your character becomes a lot more powerful when you give them stuff like this. Is it overkill? Yes. Is it dangerous to use? Yes, it is. You want to keep your party members away from all that fire. So I'm gonna use something called Barrage on that earth elemental, and that should probably be it.
Oh, nice.
I need to quickly move away from there. I'm going to switch over to Scarlet because after that fight she has an exclamation mark above her head, which means that she wants to talk to the other main character, and the other main character, Roderick, is standing there, and he wasn't in on the combat. As you can hear, this dialogue is voiced. In our previous game, only banter was voiced. So when you were walking around on a marketplace, you would hear people going like, fish, fish, taste our delicious fish, and that was about it. We voiced every dialogue now. Everything that is said in the game has voice. This is 88,000 lines that had to be voiced. We used over 40 actors, took us more than half a year. We actually finished last week. So I can talk and role play this, and this changes the relationship that we have towards each other. Now, Roderick is just standing there. He missed out on combat. One of the other things that we added to the enhanced edition is what Fahrang will now start showing you.
So yeah, you could always play Original Sin, in co-op online. So on Steam, you could actually play with other people. But what we introduced now is basically couch co-op. So I'm just logging in, and I'm just one of the characters walking along here. Now the cool thing is David can actually assign his rogue to me, and when we're walking too far from each other, we actually go in split screen. And basically there's no limitations on this split screen. So I'm just as much a valid player as David is, and basically I can do anything I want at the other side of the planet, and it will have the same repercussions. And the cool thing is we can just go off, and he can do his little adventure, I can do my adventure, we can send stuff to each other, we can talk. So it really is a full-fledged, RPG co-op experience. And mind you, there aren't a lot of classic RPGs on the console. And there's definitely no classic RPG or any other RPG that allows for split-screen multiplayer. So this is a first one in the world ever. The only game I can think of that did this, and I dare you to come up with more, is Secrets of Mana. Back on the days on SNES. It wasn't split screen, but at least you could play it in co-op.
Yes. So I gave you wall graph.
Yeah, thank
so
you.
I can assign any amount of characters to him, but I think.
So what if he's across the world? Will Wallgraph have to travel? Like
He'll have to pick it up.
No,
though.
I'll have to pick him up.
But you can.
Okay.
You can also, when they are unchained, so you can tell a guy like you should stay here, but you can still switch between the characters that you're controlling. So you could be in two places at the same time actually. So we are now about, I think we're level what, 10, 11, 12?
Yeah.
And we spent already like 20, 30 hours in this game, and we entered a village called Silver Glen, and we're still investigating a murder in which source was used, and we're two source hunters. And our investigations have taken us here to a mining village in which a strange cult has taken over control of the village. The Immaculates they're called. And we want to know more about these Immaculates. Are they using Source? Do they have anything to do with this murder? Now, there are a couple of different ways to actually infiltrate the Immaculate village, which is on the other side of the map. And to start infiltrating, I actually have to start talking to the high priest there, and I have to go through a trial. This is the designed way, but it wouldn't be a Divinity game if sometimes by accident or by mechanic or by systemic, there are a couple of other ways to actually get to the Immaculate village, and most of the time this is a lot more quick. So this is what Fahrang is going to show you.
So basically I'm going to grab my rogue. I'm going to go into sneak mode. So when I'm in sneak mode, I turn into a little bush. Depending on what I do. If it's on the ground, I'll turn into a stone. If it's on snow, I'll be a snowman. So I can sneak around with this, which is actually really useful. But the moment I get into the view cone of a character, I'll get spotted. So for instance, there's usually a cat that walks around here. Is he coming?
Yeah, he went inside.
He went inside. Oh, he's coming out. He's coming out. Okay, so this cat here, as you can see, if I walk into its view cone, I actually get out of sneak mode, and this actually works all over the place. So what I'm going to do, so I know for a fact that this guy, he's an Immaculate High Priest, so he's got a quick way of getting to that operating base of theirs. And what I'm going to do is try to figure out what that quick way is, and get to that base. So everything in here is actually marked as a thing that belongs to him. So the moment I pick it up, he'll tell me to put it back, and my attitude drops. Now he's hiding something in the hatch. We just know this. So whenever I touch it, he's pissed off. Attitude goes down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to sneak behind the altar. This way was not intended, as in like it wasn't designed like this. So behind the altar, I can actually go in sneak mode. But the moment I pop out of it, the rest of the congregation sees me. Now what the testers found out is if you put yourself in invisibility, so cast the invisibility on yourself, then move into sneak mode, you won't get spotted, and then you can actually pickpocket this guy, and when his pocket opens, you can take the key to his hatch and take the amulet that shows that you're an enlightened Immaculate. So I took his key. As I'm sneaking, I move inside here. None of this was intended, but the quest was made in a way that, we don't script events like tree structures. You need to go there, then there, then there. We have like situations that unfold, and for this guy to have a locked hatch means he needs the key, because if he gets killed, you'll still have to pick up the key. He's an Immaculate, so he needs the amulet. So all these characters have all these things in their inventory to do whatever they want to do. So you can really use all of the systemics in the game to really achieve what you want to do. So this is his little cellar. It's full of cool things, and obviously as an RPG player, first thing you want to do is loot everything. Which brings me to the next thing. So you have your default selection. That's whenever you look at an object, you can interact with it. If you press your shoulder buttons, you can actually cycle through the objects inside your viewing cone. If you click the left thumbstick, you get a little cursor with which you can highlight objects and do whatever you need to do. And then one of the finest ways is to hold X, which creates a Pikmin-like circle and puts everything that is interactable in the room inside a list, which really is useful because all this stuff increases your comfort in playing and limits frustration, because we did translate a complex PC RPG to actually controller gameplay.
Also, perception. Perception is one of the stats. The higher your perception, sometimes we hide objects in there, and if you have a high perception, it'll also show in the active search. So it could be that there's something here that Fahrang didn't see in his active search.
Exactly. So if I use this waypoint shrine, I actually arrive at the other side of the map. PlayStation is running 2 screens here. Pretty impressive. Yeah.
Pretty sharp.
Pretty sharp. Pretty impressive.
On PC, this is the ultra high setting, actually. Yeah.
So it's funny enough. So I'm at the other side of the map, and David is going to take over now and show the official route.
The official route, which will take us 2 hours to finish. Because indeed Walgraf is now on the other side of the map, which it goes through like a very dangerous desert with wind and spiders and everything. So he just,
He skipped it.
He skipped it. So I'm gonna talk to Loic and start joining the Immaculates. Let's discuss my joining the Immaculates. So to become an Immaculate, he first requires me to read the Immaculate Bible. And I'm gonna say I'm ready to take the exam about the Immaculate Bible. So in honor of the goddess, Stellar must become sanguine. No, that's false.
No, that's correct, man.
You sure?
Yeah, really, it's correct.
Okay. So if we disagree, I can either try to force Fahrang into seeing it my way, but okay, let's believe him.
Really,
we'll
it's
do it
correct.
your way. Okay. Okay, man. Okay. I think that this one is incorrect.
Yeah, this is incorrect.
Okay. And this one, the spilling of blood, is correct.
It is incorrect, man.
Oh, Fahrang, do I really need to beat it out of you?
Well, you can't be pretty and right, Leave this to me.
So if we disagree on something, so for every dialogue that's important in this game, if the 2 main characters are close to each other, they have to partake and they have to agree on what they're gonna do. So if I would have this conversation with Loic all by myself and Fahrang would not be near, I could do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
But if you're close to each other, it's not one guy calling the shots. You have to agree on what we're gonna do. It's a real co-op game. So we now have to try and intimidate or charm each other using don't hide your buttons, using rock, paper, scissors mini game.
Don't hide your buttons.
Were
you looking at my joypad?
No.
You
maybe
sleazebag.
by
Come
accident.
on, really? Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yes, yeah, come on. So depending on how much points you have in charisma, that determines how many of these balls you get.
It doesn't really matter. You only have 3. You know?
Yeah.
What do you expect? Go baby, go.
Oh yeah. At least I got 1.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Why are you waiting for me?
I saw you make your little
No, you
move.
did not.
I saw you
Look
make
at
your
this.
little
You
move.
cannot see anything.
Oh no.
See?
Bro, wait.
What do you mean, wait?
Yeah, no, I think I know what you did.
Okay,
All right.
I won.
You won. Hey, you were actually right, by the way.
Could you tell me? I'd like to hear. What's the true trial? Okay, so now I'm gonna start going to the true trial.
Because you have the blessing of Loic to pass the checkpoint.
So there is a checkpoint somewhere, and you either get the blessing, or again you can charm, intimidate, reason your way through, or you can become invisible, and so there's again a couple of ways of going through the checkpoint. This is something in most of these events and these situations in a Divinity game, you need a couple of different ways to be able to do something, because the player is so free, he can kill everyone, for instance, and he might have a skill like teleportation. We never want to block any of the features or skills or gameplay mechanics that we have. So we need to allow for all of this stuff to be used by the player at any time. What are you doing, Fahrang?
So yeah, so what I want to show you guys is usually like every village that we have actually has a prison. So when you steal stuff or you do bad things, you actually get put in prison. Now the problem is Silverglen, this mining village, doesn't have a prison. Because we, well, when designing the village, we didn't have enough space around it to actually
No, you forgot. You totally forgot. No, okay.
We didn't have enough space for the prison around it. So there's one prison in this area, and that's actually next to Sacred Stone, which is the village that we're trying to infiltrate. So one of the wise ass, you know, game testers said like, hey, I can just get, you know, arrested and sent to prison, and I just need to jailbreak, and I pretty much infiltrated the whole thing.
I just need to jailbreak.
It's quite an effort to actually jailbreak. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get sent to jail. So I'm going to touch this door. It's a back door of a shop, and they don't want me to be there. And I'll tell them I'll go where I please. And so they send the guards in. So the guards are coming out here. And basically they tell me if I want to leave, and I say like, I don't think I will. And I can get into a fight with them, or I can say, you know, escort me to jail. So here I am.
Now all you need to do is jailbreak.
Yeah, all I need to do is jailbreak. So basically they took all my clothes, they took everything I owned, they put it in the chest here.
How do you know which one?
I'm the game designer. So they put it in the chest there. The only thing I can do here is pick up this bucket. I can equip the bucket because, well, it's a Divinity game. And the bucket gives me minus 55 sight and hearing, but I got plus 10 armor, so I'll be standing around here.
With a bucket on your head.
Yeah, with a bucket on my head. I could actually jailbreak by talking to the jail demon, who's a little snitch. He can get me out of jail, but the requirements, the cost is pretty steep. So he'll ask me a point of one of my stats, so either strength, intelligence, dex, or constitution, which is a very steep price. And yeah, normally you'll do a thing like this if like 3 of your party members are dead, or you really can't do anything and you need to get out. So in this case, I'll just wait here and wait for Walgraf, my rogue, to come and free me, who's actually pretty near.
In the meanwhile, I'm at the roadblock, and these guys are refusing me passage, but I have Loic's blessing, so sometimes the presentation already stops here because we didn't agree in the little dialogue we had with Loic. We can't get his blessing, and I have to start fighting those guys, and they're pretty smart, so I always lose, because also I'm only 2 there. And this is a party game with 4 people, and even if it's sometime possible, most of the time,
yeah, it's pretty hard.
So I have Loic's blessing. La 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 la. I could. Should I?
You want to kill him? Don't kill him.
I don't know. I'm, you know.
Okay, so I actually got to the entrance of Sacred Stone. That's the Immaculate Base we want to, you know, infiltrate. And I pickpocketed the amulet from the High Priest. So when I get here, they'll ask me like, hey, where's the amulet? And I can say, of course I've got an amulet. Here it is. And they'll actually react positively, and I can move in and out and do whatever I want because I had the amulet. Now, of course, if we had killed the High Priest, we could have also gotten all this gear and all this loot, but we would have upset the entire village. So now I'm going to try to jailbreak myself while you're trying to get to the true trial in the north.
Yeah, I'm looking for the dungeon.
So the plan here is that I go in sneak mode, I find the jail, like the guard that has the key to the front door of the jail, and actually open the door. So let's see, do we have a guard here? Like first of all,
I think there's 4 or 6 guards.
Yeah, first of all, I'm gonna grab all your gear.
What? Oh, okay.
And I'm going to wait for this guard. So Walgraf has maximum points in sneaking, so That's why the visual cone of these guys is really. All right, hold on.
You can become invisible.
I know. I don't
Okay.
want to become invisible. I want to do it the official way. Okay,
There
pick
is
one.
no official way.
Oh no, she doesn't have the key. Who's got the key?
The one with the shield.
Yeah, she had a shield.
Yeah, okay, the other one with the other shield. That guy.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure. So who am I? Okay, bear daughter.
Yeah, he's got the key. Excellent. Okay, so now that I have the key, I can open the. Oh yeah, hold on. Hang in there, buddy. Hang in there.
I'm not doing very well.
Yeah, okay, I'll come and help you. Just give me a second. I need to get him out of there. Go! No! All right, so they caught us opening the door. Our reputation went down, and basically we're gonna be in a fight here. Are you doing better than I'm doing? Because
No.
I gotta fight the entire prison.
I gotta fight 7 million spiders.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Okay,
chain
maybe 5.
Roderick, and what I'm gonna do is, could you open your inventory?
Wait. It's not my turn yet.
So the thing is, we have like these teleport pyramids in the game, and basically they link to each other. So David's got a blue one, and I've got a red one. And whenever I use one, I can go to him. If he uses it, he can go to me. But you can drop them on the ground as well.
What if we use them simultaneously?
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
If you've played Ultima, this is like Mark Recall.
Yeah, Mark Recall. So
Mark
close
Recall.
your inventory. So now I'm going to use it, and I should end up in the ooze, which is not such an ideal situation. But
Especially if you're naked Buckman.
naked with a bucket on my head. So technically speaking, you can really do anything you want in this game. And also in co-op, you can be in 2 separate combats, do all kinds of crazy stuff. And this is really the tip of the iceberg. But yeah, I hope this gives you a bit of an idea of what you can do in this game.
Normally this doesn't end well anyway.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Anyone have any questions?
Any questions? Questions? Any questions? Like,
Okay.
all right. Okay. Did you
What's
like
coming
it?
up?
Fall 2015.
Yeah, right. October and November.
Yeah, or
Or 2016.
Four-player co-op,
2-player.
player. Also online.
Excuse me?
Also online.
Also online, of course, yeah.
It's 2 not enough. What is the world? It's an RPG. Have you tried getting 4 people together at the same time?
To play a 100-hour
Our
game.
RPG.
I was gonna say, check out Legends of the Sword Coast, but
Yes, I'd like to see
We
that
still
one.
have
you
to.
should. Yeah. Well, not now.
It's
but
5. Where is it?
Yeah.
Well, we'll give
It's
them
in
a
the
call.
meeting rooms in concourse.
Yeah, why aren't they on
but
the
we
show
have a
floor,
meeting
huh?
room in
Why aren't they on the
Concourse
show
as well.
floor?
How does it work
Go
when you
smooth
play
with the
online?
wizards,
Do you have
guys.
a drop in and out system?
But I think Sven
Yeah.
already talked.
Yeah, so
it's-
basically you
I was the
always
DM,
play the
it's
game
great.
of the host. So if you're loading your game and I
So much
join in
crazy
on your
stuff.
characters, and I can drop in and out anytime I want to. And you can restrict it to friends only and all that stuff. So that's about it, guys.
Thank you.
End of E3.
Yeah.
Woo!